Hello and welcome, my fellow operatives. My name is Taft Taylor. My name is actually in the wrestling world, the nemesis James Taylor. I sent a post on Instagram announcing my departure from TBW, that's Tennessee Backyard Wrestling. Not here to talk anything about it, in a negative way, to try and get y'all to steer clear from it or nothing like that. I'm not bashing it. I'm just here to basically say that I will be moving on. I run my own company, and that's PWF, that's Promo Wrestling Federation. I've been in the business on and off, for about 22, 23 years. I'm an 11-time world champion, multiple-time tag champion. I've had thousands of matches. A lot of it in the backyard, yes. But I just love wrestling. It's just the fact of doing it and having fun with it. I went to Tennessee Backyard Wrestling because of one man, and I'm going to give him a little credit and call him out here. Not really calling him out, but that's going to be Anthony Steele. Anthony Steele is a guy that I met in TWL or something like that on TikTok. I had a promo battle with him. Promo battling, that was a whole nother subject you've seen on some of my videos. Promo battling is different than kayfabe wrestling and so on and so forth. Long story short, we got to talking and he told me that he was in a backyard wrestling ring. Sent me a link. I watched the link. I watched him wrestle and I was like, man, I could help this kid out and help sharpen his skills. And he told me it was in Tennessee. And from where I'm at, it's about 3.5 hours at most, depending on traffic conditions. And I said, hey, maybe one day I get to meet you and maybe we can actually work it out. Do a couple of matches or something. Well, sure enough, that actually happened. And I've been away from the wrestling world, at least wrestling-wise, for, about 6, 7, 8 years. Long time. And so I knew I was going to be rusty, but it's like riding a bike. You never forget, really. That being said, I joined. I actually went there to see if I could just do a one-and-done thing with him. And we did a little interference match. Y'all seen the thing. Long story short, it ended up being I had 3 matches before I actually faced Anthony. And I guess they were kind of seeing it as like a tryout or something. But in a sort of way, it was more like I was trying out for myself to make sure, see if I could still go. Especially being at the age I am, 38 years old today, but I still feel like I'm 20, 22. So I have the match with Anthony in January. Probably the greatest match I've ever had in my personal career. I've had a lot of good matches, a lot of great guys, but for that kid, I got to give him credit. He pushed me to my limits at my age, and I think I pushed him to the best limits of his ability. And not here trying to blow smoke up each other's asses. It's literally just facts. Now, there's a lot of other talent that's in TBW that need a lot of work. I'm going to be I'm going to critique them a little bit. They're very standoffish. They hold back. They don't know how to properly do bumps. Not all of them do. Some of them can take bumps like no other. There's guys that are good. There's guys that are bad. I got to face a little bit of each and every one of them. I have my match with Anthony, and I thought really that was going to be it, but they wanted to continue on with a story where I'm undefeated. I didn't understand why they wanted to do all the undefeated. Excuse me. But I went with it nonetheless. Because even being undefeated doesn't make anything really super special. It matters about the match that you put out. Producing the content that you put out in wrestling. And that's what I did. So if you actually look, almost every match that I was in, y'all be the judge. I believe that I was probably the best match on the card every single time that I was there. I got to have a match with Atomic Titan. Good kid, really green. Yeah, he's been doing the Tennessee Backyard Wrestling for about 5 years, but still, even in 5 years, he's very green because he's never been in the ring with somebody that's actually good. That's like really, really good. And I'm not saying I'm really, really good, but from my experience, I know at least somewhat of what to do. I actually had a fun time wrestling with him. I taught him even while we were in the middle of that match. I was yelling at him, hit me harder, go faster. And I was pushing him and testing him, and he held up. So I give him credit. And if anything, I think he learned something in that match. And that goes with anybody that I've been in the ring with. Gage Flair I was in the ring with for a little bit. He was my second match. I thought I was going to lose, but he wanted to put me over. He wanted to make me look strong. I appreciated it, but there was no sense for it. But beside the point, nonetheless, it did it. Still good match overall. You know, not the 100% the best, but still a really good one to watch. I had my very first debut match was with Manny Cobra. Very, very green guy. Another guy that's green. It was a very short match. I was kind of disappointed in myself, but I had actually been training for about 2 or 3 hours before that, so I kind of winded myself. So that's why it went the way that it did. I did the Rumble match. Beside the point, I did all these matches leading up to where I'm supposed to be in a number 1 contenders match and then face Ledger at the anniversary show. But that did not happen. Some events transpired, and I wasn't very happy with the events that transpired because I started feeling, well, hey, here's the plans for you at anniversary. What's the plans for James Taylor afterward? Well, we don't know. We were thinking about putting you down here and having you face for the U.S. title or having you do that. I mean, I don't have to have a title to make myself relevant. I just want to have put on good matches, produce good matches, but that wasn't the case. Then there was some disrespect that was going on backstage in the backstage area. That dealt with a couple of things, and I don't want to get into that I could talk on a personal level on another social media platform or whatnot. Beside the point, I was disappointed in the management of Tennessee Backyard Wrestling. Yes, it's only a backyard promotion. They're really good. They've got some good content, good shows that come out, pretty entertaining. But sometimes some of it can be cringeworthy. I get it. I was in a couple of moments that were cringeworthy. But that's what happens when you work with certain talent that way, that's not properly trained. It happens as part of it. It's not the end of the world. Everybody learns. And also at the end of the day, we're all just doing this for fun. I'm going to go ahead and cut on a quick little promo real quick. Daniel Cole decided that he wanted to call me a mark and call other people marks, and say that he thinks that I came up with excuses not to come there to face Ledger and lose because I didn't want to lose. That right there is straight bullshit. I have no problem losing. That wasn't the case. It was what was going to happen after, and it was also the disrespect that I got from some of you that might be watching this after the fact that I was going to come there and do it. Even during the fact. I mean, where's the disrespect? Where's the respect? You got a guy who's willing to travel 3.5 hours to come spend time with y'all, help train y'all, and put on a quality match for your viewers and my own fans to come watch. And I get there and all of you want to get up off your asses and leave because you're starving. Why didn't you order a pizza or something? Why didn't you go eat before you came? I asked somebody backstage, I said, why didn't y'all just go eat before I came here? Well, we just got done finishing a match. Okay, well, I just got here. Give me 15, 20 minutes to train and warm up and let me do a match. And then boom, we'll knock it out. We'll all go party. We'll all go eat. We did that once before, but no, it is what it is. So, Daniel Cole, let me tell you something, kid. Somebody like you who was thrown into the main event picture because you were picked as a favorite, that doesn't impress me, especially for a kid who's only been in the business for about a year, roughly. I have more of a entertainment value putting on a match with a guy who can barely throw a right hand than watch somebody like you who can't even do a freaking ankle lock the right way. I mean, you're over here hugging it. What are you trying to choke out the ankle? You don't impress me. You're a 5-foot wannabe Brock Lesnar. You suplex city, bitch. And you're saying, do I have my balls in your mouth? Or whatever the case may be. I don't give a damn, kid. You don't intimidate me. You don't impress me. Quite frankly, I think you're a big piece of shit. And you've already disrespected me by talking to me the way that you have. I had no problem with you in person. And you're lucky that I'm not going to be having a match with you. Because if I ever did have a match with you, I'd stretch you. And if you don't understand what that means you really aren't in the game at all. You really don't understand wrestling at all. It's a wrestling term. I'm going to stretch you if I was ever in the ring with you. That being said, piss off, you little punk, and don't worry about nothing else. TBW, Tennessee Backyard Wrestling, Thank you for the memories that I have had. Thank you for the times that were good. But I'm going to move on. You're going to move on. We're going to go our separate ways. James Taylor's going to go do his thing. You guys are going to go do y'all's thing. That's no problem here. This is just James Taylor telling you straight from the bottom of his heart, I appreciate you, but I'll catch your asses down the road because I'm going to move on to bigger and better things. Promo Wrestling Federation. My Fed is a video game Fed and a TikTok Fed where we actually do promos. Last thing, I offered these guys a chance to do promos to help train them because I run an organization where we do promos. They all turned it down. They said they didn't need nothing like that because they were already over. Bullshit. You guys sucked at that. Y'all sucked at promos. No offense, you weren't really that great. I was trying to help you out, but you turned me down. And when you turned me down, you basically spitting in my face telling me that whatever I offer ain't good enough to y'all. Y'all think y'all were above everybody. Okay, go for it. All I've been hearing from other people is negative things about y'all, and I did not want to believe it. But now I'm starting to believe it. Now, there are some guys, last thing, I'm not bashing every single one of these guys there. There's a few guys that I'd like to admit that are actually really cool. Robert, who is the party animal, actually a really cool dude, really chill dude. I like him a lot. Really, really genuine, really good friend. I'd like to say that I like to accept him as a friend. Joe Anderson, totally stand-up dude, respectable guy. He's the Grim Reaper guy that wears the thing, runs around with the lantern and stuff. Now he's with Joshua Allen, which is another guy that I really consider a really good guy and a good friend. I appreciate those guys very, very much. There's probably a few that I haven't gotten off the list yet, but those are some of the main ones that I respect. Some I'm just kind of, I don't know where they're at right now. And then there's other ones. But I wanted to throw those names out at least. Joshua's brother, Adam, he was a really cool cat. He talked to me. He was very genuine, highly respectable guy. So more power to you. I got respect for all you guys out there. So, Jordan Phillips, I believe. He was the guy with the beard. He was the guy that was the referee that I was having the situations with. Really stand-up dude. He's actually been in the business a little less than me, but almost the same experience. Total chill guy. I respect him 100%. If I left any names out, I apologize, and I will get back to you. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for stopping by. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this, but I wanted to address it. I will be posting this on my TikTok and or Instagram possibly. If you have any questions, reach out to me. You can email me. My email address is in my about section in this YouTube channel. I could probably leave it down in the description below. You know how to get a hold of me. Follow the Discord that's in my link. It's in my YouTube as well. And my TikTok, the Nemesis_84. Check that out if you want to see my promos or anything I do. But nonetheless, I want to thank you all for stopping by. This is the Nemesis James Taylor. Until next time, I'll catch your asses down the road. And that's because there can't be no other way.